Oh, guys, it's time. It's time because we're in week 11 and we're mid-season ish through the. Frank, you got something to say before we go?
I want to bow out of this conversation before we
start. No. We need you here. We're going to talk about the number one prospect coming out of college. That's what they say. I don't know. Caleb Williams. All right, once again, disclaimer. I'm the least college football savvy guy on the podcast. Every year, these guys come to me with these players, and now Charlie gives me homework. Frank has opinions, XYZ. And so all I could think of, I remember when I was like in the 7th grade, one of the first albums I bought ever to myself was Word of Mouth by Ludacris. And I remember one of my favorite songs was, "Oh no, they caught him with a blow to the chest. Cry babies go home. Cry babies go home." Okay, that's the name of the song. That's how it ends. Cry babies go home. Okay. Oh no, caught him with a blow to the chest. Oh no, I caught him with a blow to the chest. Listen, I don't care about none of the stuff y'all telling me, okay? Y'all can break down the fun stuff, the college. Y'all know how I am when it comes to quarterbacks. It's all about the strong arm. It's all about execution, XYZ. Obviously, the person that you are is number one, though. We all agree on that. I do not want a guy who is the supposed to be one of 32 jobs in the whole world, okay, crying because he lost the game in college. Okay, whatever. And then we're going to follow it up, right? Because I underplayed it. I'm going to admit it. But Charlie helped me understand. Not only did he cry, but he talked about watching shows with his dog. Listen, after the loss.
I want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch some shows. I don't know what I like,
Oh, listen, we're not tripping about the fact that, we're not trying to, chastise him for this, but, I just don't see that as the leader of my football team.
And if that's how you feel, don't say it.
Not my football team. That being said, you want to talk about Caleb Williams, Charlie? That's how I feel about him, okay? Cry babies, go home. Cry babies, go home. Go ahead, Charlie.
Look. I know you're talking about a lot of stuff with Caleb Williams. And again, if you feel like cuddling with your dog and watching your shows and crying, don't say it. You don't gotta say everything. Didn't your parents say don't say everything that comes to your head? Don't do that. Don't say that. You're my leader. That makes me want to rally behind you, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll leave that alone. I'll say that for y'all. I want to know generational who. Generational who. All right, so Nail comes into college football a little bit later. The draft circuit. It's draft 24 hours with me. It's always draft. Caleb Williams is supposed to be the next Andrew Luck, next Trevor Lawrence, next Peyton Manning, the next generational talent. 6'1" ain't generational. No, I refuse. 6'1" is not generational. 6'1" just became acceptable. In 2018, when Baker Mayfield got drafted, we was calling him Pipsqueak Baker. He's still Pipsqueak Baker. That is the height that Caleb Williams is. I'm sorry, I'm not saying you can't be a good pro. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you can't be a good pro. Generational, show me one of them with this deficiency. Being a quarterback, part of it, is size. Size comes with the generational tag. John Elway, 6'4". Peyton Manning, 6'4", 6'5". Andrew Luck was 6'4". Trevor Lawrence is like 6'5" or 6'6". That comes with the generational tag. I agree. He has arm talent. He does. He's a talented player. Is he QB1 in this class? Maybe he could be, but if you're asking Charles for Charles's money,
Drake
have the first pick. If I got the first pick, give me Drizzy
Drake.
So
this is painful for me but I'm growing. So this is painful, but also enlightening. So when you go through this process, I actually appreciate him for showing me who he was before we got to the league. You know I'm actually very thankful that he showed me who he was, right? Because I'm the guy that will ignore a lot of things and look at the things that I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of guy. Yeah, when it's talent-wise, I'll ignore a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I can ignore you being 6'1", and I'll even talk you up and pretend like you 6'2". You know what I'm saying? When the talent line up. But when you start crying in the middle of the season, skipping press conferences like he did this week against UCLA, it's hard. it's very hard for me to like, you know what I'm saying?
Is it hard for you to overlook the
program? Because it's like at some point in time, right? It's like I understand how hard it is to play quarterback at the NFL level, right? And there's so many things that you have to overcome. And these gentlemen here have helped me realize just how many pieces there are to that puzzle, right? That's why there's so many guys that are talented that don't make it. So it's like at some point in time, I have to use my brain and see like, oh, some of these things are reasons why a guy might not make it. And it's like, all right, you 6'1", bro. What's the moment that they start like seeing, like, you know, people have a game plan and make you struggle? What, you gonna go cry and lean on your dog and, you know what I'm saying, and skip the press conference and be like it was the receiver's fault, and then now the team doesn't trust you? Who are you leading, right? I get that we live in this like pseudo soft era. Hold on, Charlie. I know we live in this pseudo soft era of life, right? But we're not going to pretend football is not football. We can be as soft as we want. We can be as conscious of everything as we want. Mental health is important, but mental health is also important on the other side because this is goddamn football. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. This is a gladiator sport. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing no games with no pansies. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. No 6'1" pansies. I'm sorry. You guys can have it. I'm good. I'm good.
Look, I understand. Also, does losing 5 of your last 6 college football games?
It matters. It matters, especially when you're supposed to be that good.
Generational to you?
That does not.
I remember when Trevor Lawrence came into the league, he hadn't lost on a Saturday. Like
does not sound very generational to me.
Like
sounds very like, all right, we can pipsqueak that one. We can.
Caleb, look, I think I can speak for everybody on this show to say we want you to prove us wrong. However,
I'd love
you have not shown me anything to make me, because I'm not gonna make no calls about it. As a black man, I would love to see that boy prove me wrong. But I'm not gonna lie for you though. And I didn't like what I saw. I don't like no crybaby stuff. Crybabies go home. I'm sorry, I was raised. My dad.
You said crybabies go home.
That.
He's from Washington. Huh? You said crybabies go home. He's from DC.
Welcome to DC.
Is he? I didn't even know that.
He would fit it perfectly. He would fit it perfectly with the culture at DC. But fortunately, we have too many wins, so don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm done, man. Anyways, Caleb Williams, we hope you do better. But until then, get better because we don't like crybaby stuff. That being said, Soggy Nachos Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell somebody about us, right, Frank?
Please.
Drake.